And on TBC, we love to show you the incredible developing technology. We're going to be focusing on the innovations and the achievements, a pediatric milestone, as you can see. This is indigenous surgical robot SSI Mantra making a huge breakthrough in pediatric surgery. What it took to develop it and why it's so special. We'll take a look at all of that in just a few minutes. And the summer season is here. On TBC, we give you a lowdown on what exactly goes on in a quintessential Indian middle-class family. Jab pata chalta hai, there's a heat wave. And we are right now right in the middle of some soaring temperatures. We'll take a look. And this is a fun one. We're rediscovering royal relevance with the Gaikwars of Baroda. The progressive Maharanis of Baroda talk to us, their home, an architectural wonder. We're going to take you inside it. It's known for being 4 times the size of Buckingham Palace. And to the world of cricket, IPL 2024, CSK versus PBK's highlights with just 13 balls left. PBK defeats CSK by 7 wickets. Thanks to Johnny Bairstow's 46 of 30. Let's bring you all of the lowdown. A big disappointment for CSK fans as their Thala MS Dhoni was run out on the final ball of the innings. Good morning, TBC family. Today, as we promised, we're doing something slightly different. Usually we focus on issues that might be affecting you. We like to look at different ways you can solve them. Today we thought, let's start your day in a magical way. It's Thursday morning, and what's a more magical way than the wizarding world of Harry Potter? So we're going to take you to that on your screens right now. We're showing you all the successful franchises the actors have made after Harry Potter. But today is celebrated by Muggles as Harry Potter Day across the entire world. You can see the characters then and now. This is our way of stopping time for a world that has shaped our everyday. Whether it's when we turn to each other and ask, which Hogwarts house are you from? Or when you're angry and you turn around and you compare someone you hate to Voldemort, who we should not be naming this early in the morning. Harry Potter blood flows in all of our veins. The series had 7 books. It was the single best-selling book series in history across the world. And what's even cooler, and this is a fun fact you might not know, is that Harry Potter is actually credited with revolutionizing the Hindi publishing scene too. The first book cost 165 rupees back in 2003, and you won't believe it, but at that time, that amount, 165 rupees, was unheard of. It was too high, or it was considered to be too high for a Hindi children's book. Of course, the book came out, it released, it did really well, and changed the standard for the Hindi publishing industry. But let's step away from all of the numbers and let's spend the next few minutes with Harry, Ron and with Hermione, all the incredible memories that were built with them. First, we thought, let's bring in the children. Some might say the first book came out in the 90s. Kya ho raha hai? What's the relevance today? Well, among the love for K-pop and anime, it seems some kids still hold on to all of the magic of Hogwarts. Let's take you straight there. My colleague Yash is joining us live from Pathway School with some students. Yash, a bright and early morning for you and me, but not a bright and early morning for kids who are getting up every day at this time. They're used to it. Yash, take us over to the kids that are around you.
See, Toya, these are all Muggle world problems, and I have all these Potterheads with me.
Right.
In fact, when I was speaking to them, they were very much elated actually talking about Harry Potter, because I remember when we started off in schools, Harry Potter was that one thing which actually took away all our worries in those days, and now I have all these Potterheads with me. Guys, first of all, a very good morning and a very happy Potter's Day. How big of a fan you are of Harry Potter? Let me begin by you.
I am really big fan, and I can't stop reading and watching the Harry Potter things. I theorize, I watch YouTube videos about it as well.
Okay, so which is the favorite part of Harry Potter, or which is the favorite movie or the book? Which part do you love the most?
My favorite book is the 4th one, Goblet of Fire. In there, basically in the last part where Cedric Diggory dies, though I felt sad in that part, I felt entertained when Harry had his first battle with Voldemort ever since he was a child.
Okay, how many of you believe that Hermione and Harry should have ended up together? How many of you believe that? Oh, why you believe?
I believe it because their chemistry matches together more than Harry and Ginny.
Ron will get upset.
I mean, there was also Lavender.
Okay, as per you, who was the most underrated character in the Harry Potter franchise? Who want to speak? You want to speak?
Probably Woods, the person who taught, Harry how to play Quidditch.
Okay. And apart from him, Acha, which one, like, if you talk about Harry, Hermione, and Ron, which one is your favorite? See, it's a controversial one. Which is the favorite?
Probably Ron.
Probably Ron. Why?
Because he's a humorous character.
It's a humorous character. Okay, guys, now let's do a small rapid fire round kind of a thing, or I'll ask you quick questions. First question, which color was from Gryffindor? Matlab, which color represents Gryffindor? Who'll answer? I'll ask you.
Reddish orange.
Reddish orange. Exactly, that is actually true. It's reddish orange. See, a lot of people say that it's red, but the little one said correctly it was reddish orange. Okay, so who is the oldest Billy child? Oldest Weasley child. Who's the oldest?
Bill Weasley.
Bill Weasley. Okay, going on to the next one. Okay, what subject did Professor McGonagall taught?
Transfiguration.
Oh, great, guys. Toya, you can see how
this is
these
incredible.
kids are actually great with their Potter knowledge, Harry Potter knowledge. Okay, moving on to the next question. How did Harry and Ron get into Hogwarts in their second year? Who'll answer? You'll answer.
By a magical car that was supposed to be invisible. So
It was a flying car.
flying car,
Flying
yes.
car, exactly. Okay, now the little one is excited. I'll ask you this question, okay? What is Tom Riddle's middle name? Who can answer? Who can? Marvolo. Exactly. Okay, so next question would be, do you remember that three-headed dog? What was his name?
Fluffy.
See, these kids are so excited, they are not even waiting to answer. Okay, next question. Okay, in what house did the Sorting Hat almost put Harry in?
Slytherin.
Okay, if you guys get a chance to be part of any house, you cannot. Okay, I know most of you will say. Okay, what do you want to say?
Slytherin.
Okay, Slytherin is the right answer. What house you want to be a part of, guys?
I was saying that I wanted to be part of Slytherin.
Oh, you want to be part of Slytherin? You are like amongst the few, okay, who wants to be part of. Why you want to be a part of Slytherin?
Sir, her birthday party. So basically, her birthday party was all Harry Potter themed. So I got selected in the Slytherin house, and Slytherin basically won. So I still like Slytherin from then.
Okay, now let's get to the sports bit. Okay, so Quidditch. So what was Harry's role? What was Harry actually? Okay, let's get.
Seeker. Harry was a seeker.
Harry was a seeker. Okay, do you think he did a good job?
Yes, he did a very good job.
Okay, great, guys. So, okay, let me ask you a couple of generic ones also. Do you think any book or any part of the film you guys didn't like? Anything you didn't like about the film? Who want to speak? You want to speak?
I think some parts of the film there were a little bit more deaths which they could have cut out. Like I didn't like the parts where people were dying.
You don't like where people were dying?
Yeah, it's very sad.
Okay. Do you remember Dobby?
Yes, Dobby was so nice.
Dobby. Why Dobby was so nice? Why you like him?
I like him because he was like so kind, and he's like, I'm happy to be my friend Harry. And it was like, and he was like so cute. And when he said Bellatrix said that, how dare you talk to that to your master? Then Dobby was like, Dobby's a free elf. And then while he was cutting that lamp on top of him to kill Bellatrix.
Do you remember which garment did he get? What thing he got?
Harry sock in that Tom Marvolo's Horcrux, which was their diary. He gave it to the what do we call Lucius Malfoy gave it to Dobby, and then he's like, Master gave Dobby a sock, and then he's like, Dobby's free.
Okay, Harry's wand. You remember? What was that feather that wand had? You guys, you cannot do that. I know you all are very excited, but you cannot. You have to raise your hand and answer. Okay, you want to answer?
Phoenix tail.
Phoenix tail. And actually, with whom's wand it used to...
Lord Voldemort.
But you cannot. But you cannot take his name.
He who shall not be named.
Exactly.
Yes,
so, Toya, you
we've
can
run
see
out
the
of
kind
time, and
knowledge
we've
these
got to
kids
say
have.
goodbye to you because you said Voldemort's name, and we can't give you more time. It's too early in the morning to hear that name again and again. Yash, what house are you from? Tell us quickly.
See, I'll choose Gryffindor.
Okay, all right.
To
I'm a
Frank.
Slytherin.
I know it's. You can say
it's good to know you, but
mainstream
we stay far
but
away
yeah.
from you. Goodbye to you, and not just you, the students who woke up, who are with us from school early in the morning, and they're with us. We're so sorry they're not at Hogwarts, but we'll just move on very quickly from this. Let's check in now. Let's move from the students to people who are working at different workplaces. We thought, how can we take this story out to the students without telling you how many people right here at CNN News 18, in our TBC family and beyond, call themselves Potterheads. Take a look. So we're right in the middle of a busy newsroom right now, and we thought we'd disturb everyone and ask them if they're fans of Harry Potter. Can I disturb you? Sorry. Are you a fan of Harry Potter?
Always.
Oh, really? Okay. First time lucky. Tell us, Ankit, what did you love about Harry Potter?
Everything. I like the book, the way it is written, the language.
Let's disturb one more person who's busy at work. Are you a fan of Harry Potter?
Yes, I would say I'm a fan of not biggest obsessed fan, but yeah, I like Harry Potter. I mean, it's so good and the characters are so good. It's engaging. You can feel it.
All right, so we're looking for Harry Potter heads. We're here with Avantika. Avantika, you're busy at work. Are you a Harry Potter head? Be honest.
No, unfortunately, Harry Potter is not for me. I'm more of a Lord of the Rings fan.
Harry Potter never made the cut.
Not really, because I think I just read so much of J.R.R. Tolkien and the Peter Jackson films, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So yeah.
Okay, so wrong person to ask.
To be very honest, I'm not that much fan of Harry Potter, but yes, I remember there were different 10 to 11 parts they every year they used to release all those movies during my school vacations.
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yes, I am. I love Harry Potter. I remember going to so many places and just saying, yeah, are you a Potterhead? Are you a Potterhead? But I haven't got anyone here especially.
Who's a Potterhead?
Not who's a Potterhead? People who like Harry Potter, they hold the house.
So what's your favorite house? Tell us.
Gryffindor, of course.
Are you a fan of Harry Potter?
No.
No? Why? Did you see it and you just never felt like it? What?
Yeah, I saw the very first Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah.
After that, I was not much interested in Harry Potter.
You like Harry Potter, right?
I'm a Potterhead.
Oh, you're a Potterhead. I love
Yes.
the correction. Not just like, I love.
Yeah.
Okay, what house are you loyal to?
Gryffindor.
Oh,
For sure.
Gryffindor. You know,
Yes.
you're our second newsroom Gryffindor.
Oh my God.
I need to, point it out to you.
Alter ego would love to go with the Slytherin.
It's been a mixed bag so far in the CNN News 18 newsroom. Some very energetic yeses, some maybes, and some very thanda absolutely nots when it comes to how much people say they've loved and cherished the series in their childhood and even now. Okay, we got you some young voices, we got you some slightly older voices, a mixed bag, but next we have something really beautiful, very, very special for you. Harry Potter is nothing without its incredible soundtrack. That's Hedwig's theme. You remember the tune, and one can just start those first few seconds and you remember the rest of the song. What we're bringing you next is Mahesh Raghavan's twist on the John Williams classic. Take a look.
I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and a few years ago I did a version of the Harry Potter theme on the iPad and uploaded it onto YouTube. I've been a Harry Potter fan since I was in school, and I used to remember waiting for all of the new books to come out and every new movie of the Harry Potter to come out. So it's been lovely reading all the books and watching all the movies on repeat.
Okay, we hope that song stays stuck in your head through the rest of the day. It's a favorite of everyone from Barack Obama to Zendaya to Jack Harlow, the second two names being younger, modern names of today. Let's now check in with some Indians of importance right here to ask them what impact Harry Potter's had on their lives.
I'm too old to be a Harry Potter fan, but my daughter is, and many other friends of mine are. But I've seen many Harry Potter films. But I've also been to a very nice bookstore in Portugal, in Porto, which has a beautiful Harry Potter section, and I was so amazed that an English novel has made such a big foray into a land where people hardly speak English.
So the fourth book is hands down my favorite because, just the way they've designed the challenges and just the fact that Harry's the youngest candidate out of, all of the participants, and, how the goblet sort of got the chit with his name out, it's also fascinating. And the age at which I read the book, it was absolutely magical. No, I cared very deeply about it when Ron ended up with Hermione. I always thought it was going to be Harry who was going to end up with Hermione because, they would make such a, deadly combination. They would take over the world. Hermione is such a, smart elephant, and, Harry obviously has the talent and he's born with it. And, they really would do groundbreaking things together if they were a couple.
Okay, we've brought you all of these different voices, but Harry Potter Day isn't complete without us taking you so far to the stars who played these roles for entire chunks of their lives, decades of their lives. Let's go over to both Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson and hear from them what they had to say about the characters in the movies and how this experience has changed their lives. Take a look. This is a through.
Surveys department, and for the first 10 minutes of my interview, absolutely no idea who I was, and it was kind of hilarious and very, very refreshing. And yeah, so I don't mind if people recognise me, that's lovely, and if they don't, then I don't mind. It's fine either way. I'm quite relaxed. No, not at all. It was slightly strange this time because I've known Bonnie since she was 9, when I was 11, and so that was quite peculiar at first. But I think then after the first sort of few moments awkward, the different, come on, let's get on with it and do our jobs, and it was fine, and it was absolutely fine. The kissing scenes are actually kind of they're neither, you know, a lot of men probably watching go, oh my god, wouldn't that be fun to do, you know, and it kind of is, but at the same time it doesn't feel that much different from any other scene. It's a really unpleasant position that you have to get into to film Quidditch, and not one I have to say that I am unhappy about never having to do again. Maybe the ability to become invisible would be great. That would be really cool. Or I mean, there was about Alohomora, which unlocked all kind of doors, and that could be kind of fun. I might like to have a go at that one. Yeah, either of those two would be fine: invisibility or unlocking doors. And I'm looking forward to being able to kind of go off and do other films without having to sort of turn them down on the basis that I'm busy doing Harry Potter. I'm looking forward to being available to do stuff, certainly. You know, the pressure is hard, and to be honest, I think there was be a lot more pressure on Britney Spears than there was on someone like me. I also think it's much more difficult for girls than it was for boys, because I think the pressure on girls is always a lot greater in the media, certainly.
No, she's never ever tried to tell me how to play Hermione. You know, I was very nervous after the first film to see if she would like me. I knew that she was involved in the casting of the three of us a little bit, so I knew that she thought that I was right for the part and that she just trusted what I was doing with it. And so I've been very lucky in that respect. She's never tried to push me in one way or another. I wouldn't put a negative. You know, I'm not escaping. It's not, you know, I'm not running away or anything. But I just saw going to the States to go to university as an opportunity, and I'm excited to go to a new place. And you know, I'm looking forward to studying for a bit. Well, we didn't grow up in Hollywood. We grew up in an abandoned air hangar in Watford. So it's not always been super glamorous, and we live very much in our own little bubble. And you know, we work really hard. You know, we don't have a lot of time to, you know, go crazy and go partying and spend loads of money. And I think particularly in England, the mentality is that we're kids and we get treated like kids and we get treated like normal human beings. And I think perhaps the attitudes can be different in America. And so I think we've stayed very grounded. You know, we've also had each other to keep each other sane. So I think all of that's helped.
That's Throwback Interviews. That was Emma Watson talking about life before she left for university to study further. Now, would this entire story be complete without us actually taking you to Hogwarts? We are muggles, all of us here at TBC, both behind the camera, in the studios, we're all muggles, and so we can't actually take you to the school premises. We tried, but they weren't even letting us board onto the boats that can take you there. But we did go as far as we could. Platform 9 3/4. Take a look.
So welcome to King's Cross, as they say behind us, and such a very regular station, isn't it? All about tickets and trains and timetables. But of course, if you want to get to that magical, mystical place, we know which platform to look for. Prefer the book or the movies?
The movies are good, but the book.
Do you prefer the movie or the book?
I prefer the movie.
Somewhere between 9 and 10, of course, and 9 and 10 are rather quiet. Not so the one we are looking for. It's Harry Potter Day on May the 2nd, as proposed by former British Prime Minister David Cameron. Not a birthday, but a day, he said, to celebrate strength and resilience of the Harry Potter kind. But of course, for Harry Potter fans, every day is Harry Potter Day.
I've enjoyed the stories, and I like the way the stories mature as the children mature. No.
And do you think that in the end it should have been the other two got married, it would be Hermione and Harry rather than the other, do you think?
No, I think it ended the way it should.
But do you think that Harry and Hermione should have got together in the end, not the other two?
No.
Such a very predictable railway station, isn't it? King's Cross, all about trains and tickets and timetables. Very useful if you want to get somewhere, but if you do want to be transported to that mystical, magical world, we know which platform to get to.
Okay, we hope you loved our very short journey into the Hogwarts world. We hope we've gotten you up from outside your little cupboard under the stairs and given you a bright start to your morning. Coming up after the commercial break, a successful urology procedure taking place. One kind of magic now to medical magic. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
आज हम देश के रक्षा मंत्री और वरिष्ठ बीजेपी नेता राजनाथ सिंह जी के साथ पूरे दिन चुनावी यात्रा करेंगे। मध्य प्रदेश के चुनावी रन में हम जा रहे हैं। आज उनकी कई रैलियां हैं और कल ही राजनाथ सिंह जी ने अपना नॉमिनेशन फाइल किया है लखनऊ से तीसरी बार सांसद बनने के लिए। उनसे राजनीति पे चर्चा होगी, देश के ज्वलंत मुद्दों पे चर्चा होगी और इस इलेक्शन में क्या मूड है पब्लिक का, वो कैसे इसको पढ़ रहे हैं, उस बात पे चर्चा होगी। तो आइए CNN न्यूज़ 18 के साथ राजनाथ सिंह जी के साथ पूरा दिन का एक चुनावी सफर। मोदी ही बड़ा फैक्टर लग रहा है सर इलेक्शन में। आप मोदी जी के चेहरे पे इस इलेक्शन में मैं देख रहा हूँ, ये 19 में और 14 में भी इतनी बात नहीं थी। आप तो अध्यक्ष भी थे 14 में जब इलेक्शन हुआ। इस बार बीजेपी बिल्कुल मोदी जी के चेहरे पे, मोदी की गारंटी।
बिल्कुल मोदी जी के चेहरे पे चुनाव लड़ने हैं, ये कहने में मुझे कोई हर्ज नहीं। ये सच्चाई भी है क्योंकि उन्होंने 10 सालों में करके दिखाया है। जो कहा था सब किया और जो कहा था वही नहीं किया बल्कि उससे अधिक किया। तो स्वाभाविक है कि उन्होंने एक अपनी विश्वसनीयता कायम की है। उनके कार्यकाल का एक शानदार ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है, तो हम उसकी चर्चा करेंगे। उस आधार पर हम लोगों से वोट देने की अपील भी करेंगे।
मैं आखिरी सवाल कुछ यूपी पे पूछना चाहूंगा क्योंकि आप यूपी से मुख्यमंत्री भी रहे हैं पहले और लखनऊ से आप 2 बार सांसद भी हैं। सर यूपी में क्या रहेगा? यूपी में आपने 73 सीटें जीती 14 में, 19 में अलायंस हुआ दूसरी तरफ तो 64 पे आए, फिर 66 पे चले गए 2 बाईपोल जीत के। इस बार यूपी में क्या आप देख रहे हैं, क्या माहौल है और क्या सीटों की आपकी प्रेडिक्शन रही?
लक्ष्य तो 80 में 80 सीटें जीतने का है उत्तर प्रदेश। कोशिश हमारी यही है। हो सकता है एक आध सीट कहीं किसी 1-2 सीट कभी गड़बड़ हो सकती है, पहले से बेहतर परिणाम होगा, इतना मैं कह सकता हूँ।
73 का रिकॉर्ड बीजेपी तोड़ेगी इस बार।
पक्का वो रिकॉर्ड टूटेगा, मैं आश्वस्त हूँ।
1991 से अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने सीट जीती इतनी बार, फिर आप 2 बार सांसद लालजी टंडन जी रहे। तो कल मैं लखनऊ में घूमा तो कई मुस्लिम वोटर्स ने भी मुझे कहा कि हम राजनाथ सिंह जी को वोट डालते हैं क्योंकि वो कभी कोई विवादित बयान नहीं देते और हमें अपने लगते हैं। तो आपको लगता है ये बात सच है कि मुस्लिम वोटर आपको लखनऊ में वोट डालता है?
देते हैं, काफी लोग देते हैं और मुझे लगता है कि इस बार हो सकता है कि वो परसेंटेज कुछ बढ़े।
The first rally of the day of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is in Khandwa in Madhya Pradesh. This is the land of the Narmada River and we are here with Mr. Rajnath Singh at his first rally of the day. He is campaigning for the incumbent MP of the BJP from this seat, who is also the candidate in these elections. And you can see behind me, even in this sweltering heat of an afternoon here, you can see lots and lots of people here to listen to Mr. Rajnath Singh at this rally. Rajnath Singh जी अपने बयानों में पाकिस्तान की, चाइना की, कैसे भारत ने पाकिस्तान को सबक सिखाया है, चाइना से नजरें मिला के बॉर्डर पे खड़ा उसकी बात करते हैं। आपको लगता है ये फैक्टर है इस इलेक्शन में?
ऐसे परम श्रद्धेय
राजनाथ सिंह जी बहुत मजे हुए नेता हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पुराने नेता हैं और देशभक्त नेता हैं। उनके द्वारा आज पहली बार नहीं कि वो रक्षा मंत्री है तब से ही, इसके पहले भी जब उनको जो दायित्व दिया गया उन्होंने पाकिस्तान
Welcome back to the Breakfast Club. Now let's take you to the closest we muggles have ever gotten to magic. This is the emergence of incredible medical technology done the Indian way. India has become one of a very, very small list of countries that has indigenously developed its own robotic surgical system. This is SSI Mantra, developed here by one of the world's best-known robotic cardiac surgery experts, Dr. Sudhir Srivastava. Now, the system has just successfully performed a surgery on a 1-year-old infant. It marks the first ever surgery of its kind using a robotic system on such a small patient. We thought first we'd fly you straight to Hyderabad, which is where this surgery took place, and we'd make you speak to the doctor who performed the surgery. Take a look.
Hello there, we are dressed up to walk straight into the operation theatre of Preeti Urology and Kidney Hospital. Why? Come, follow me. We have come to meet SSI Mantra, a robo that recently saved the life of a 1-year-old baby, made in India. Now, why is this crucial? Because a 1-year-old baby was operated upon with this robo and saved.
Dr. Chandra Mohan walked us through how the SSI Mantra works.
The owner is a cardiac surgeon. For example, if I want to operate, this is the surgeon command center. I will give command. This is the clutch. I put the clutch here. I will hold the instrument. I take the robo into control. Then I will remove the clutch. This is camera which go front, back, and so that you can go. When I hold like this, it will hold, and then it will control like this, and I will keep it like this. And another one, if I want to go close, I will go close. I will hold anything, and then I will go out, and then keep it like this, and I will be rotating. The camera will be rotating inside like this.
We also got a closer look on the surgery table.
This inside the abdomen is operating. See, whenever he is going there, it is operating there with 300 and 270 degrees movement. And if precise movement, if you want touch here, you can touch. If you want touch here, you can touch. The entire camera shift that side means this is camera. This is the eye of the surgeon. It will show like a camera which a cell phone. Through this you see is coming back, and then he will go down, up, down, side, anything you can do.
Compared to other procedures, this is a much faster process.
Take lesser time than laparoscopy and open surgery because everything is magnified and you will be proceeding smoothly. There will not be any bleeding because 7 to 10 times magnification. This finger looks this big. So when you are cutting the finger, you can nicely see, and any bleeding comes, you can stop immediately. Sudden bleeding you cannot chance. You cannot cut all the finger at a time. Even surgery is done slowly, but steadily it reaches fast. Slow and steady reaches the fast. So this robo, Indian robo, entire Asia is looking at the Indian robo. Next month I am giving talk in Seoul about the SSI Mantra robo. And also when I have operated a small abdomen 1-year baby, I am showing 1-year baby, this is going inside means in the adult it can go easily. So that made the eyes open everybody. Oh, 1-year baby pyeloplasty, which is a complex surgery, which needs suturing. So these arms were very useful. Pediatrics separate small arms will come. Small babies, small arm will come. The tip of these instruments will be very small. These are the 3 holes. And that's above if you want to see this.
On that note, what a shining example of Make in India, and definitely this is going to be a massive game changer. On that note, signing off with video journalist Venkatesh, this is Swastika Das for CNN News 18.
Okay, so we took you right now to the doctor that conducted that surgery, but now let's take you over to the person behind this invention. Dr. Sudhir Srivastava is one of the foremost global experts in robotic cardiac surgery. Until date, he's performed the largest number of robotic cardiac procedures in the entire world. He joins us right now on the program. Let's go over to him to understand the story behind this. Dr. Sudhir, good morning. Thank you for joining us here on TVC. Doctor, tell us, why is this such a miracle? Just for our audiences, can you break down in layman's terms?
Sure. So this particular patient, she is a 1-year-old child who had obstruction in the ureter, which is a tube that drains the urine from kidney down to the bladder. And because of that, her kidney was getting abnormal. And so she underwent this surgery. So most robotic systems today are really developed for adult surgeries. And but particularly our SSI Mantra system now has been used at least in 4 or 5 cases in children as young as 4 also. So this was the first one that Dr. Wadi from the hospital, the Kidney Institute in Hyderabad performed the surgery. And I must say, I saw the picture. It brought tears to my eyes that our system could be used in such a young child, only 1-year-old, and who could go through this surgery very precisely, very successfully, without having a larger incision, longer hospitalization, longer recovery, and also potential of certain complication that can occur with a major trauma in a very young child. So it was really very delightful to see the system being used very successfully in such a young child, and really remarkable. Firstly, kudos to Dr. Wadi to have undertaken this one, and secondly to our team to have created a system that is so precise that could be used even in very, very young patient. And so we are very proud of this accomplishment as SSI.
Doctor, you had a successful practice in the US, both as a surgeon but also as someone who was driving this initiative there. Why did you see the need for developing this tech in India?
There was an incident in 2012 which really turned my life around from being a heart surgeon to really think about developing a different technology and which will be affordable. So I had a patient, 22-year-old female. She had atrial septal defect, which is a hole between the 2 chambers of the heart, which normally closes in the early childhood, but in her case remained open. And it basically compromises her longevity as well as, creates heart failure, etc. And she was a perfect candidate for robotic surgery. So brother brought her saying that if she has a scar in front of the chest, most likely she will not get married because of the various social and cultural reasons, except they did not have money. And we offered our services free. Hospital wanted to charge 4 lakh rupees that they didn't have. He tried to raise money. A month later, he calls me that he was still struggling. Then I never heard from him. And I must say that was really the incidents that basically made me really think hard that we must do something, that we cannot offer the best treatments to the patient because of money. And I always believe that the healthcare is a right and not a privilege. So essentially got involved with the development and used up all my life savings in relation to trying to develop the technology at that point.
Wow. Doctor, at 4 to 5 crore rupees, this system is 1/3 of the cost of imported systems that are used sometimes in hospitals in the country. But are there those that you've come across that have fears that this price point, the lower price point, could be compromising quality?
So in relation to our system, the Mantra system being cost effective, my biggest goal always was, and not only the background that I come with, was to really never compromise the quality, because it is very important, although you can produce things cheaper, but since this is a very serious responsibility that the patients will be operated with the system, although system does not do anything on its own, it's a tool in the hands of surgeon. But still, it must be absolutely safe and must meet all the standards that are required for safety and the ability to be able to perform surgeries very effectively and without compromising the outcomes. So yes, being in India, and we are very proud that we have been able to do what we call Made in India for the world, and with an Indian team. But I think we have really created a technology that not only is better in our opinion in relation to features, user friendliness, and more specialties, more advanced in every possible way, but also being very cost effective, which ultimately will benefit not only many more patients in India, but literally around the world. So we have been able to create something which is wonderful without compromising any quality. And now we have validated this thing, having performed over 1,000+ cases by now, with literally zero mortality and zero device-related complication or injury. So we have achieved success without compromising while keeping it cost-effective.
Dr. Srivastava, that is incredible. Thank you for your service. Thank you for taking out the time also to join us here on The Breakfast Club. Coming up, we're going to head into a short break. But coming up right after that break, we're rediscovering the royals with the Gaikwads of Baroda, the progressive Maharanis of Baroda. They're going to show us their home. It's an architectural wonder. We'll walk through it. We'll bring you that in just a few minutes.
कब से हम इंतजार।
आज हम देश के रक्षा मंत्री और वरिष्ठ बीजेपी नेता राजनाथ सिंह जी के साथ पूरे दिन चुनावी यात्रा करेंगे। मध्य प्रदेश के चुनावी रण में हम जा रहे हैं। आज उनकी कई रैलियां हैं और कल ही राजनाथ सिंह जी ने अपना नॉमिनेशन फाइल किया है लखनऊ से तीसरी बार सांसद बनने के लिए। उनसे राजनीति पे चर्चा होगी, देश के ज्वलंत मुद्दों पे चर्चा होगी और इस इलेक्शन में क्या मूड है पब्लिक का, वो कैसे इसको पढ़ रहे हैं, उस बात पे चर्चा होगी। तो आइए CNN न्यूज़ 18 के साथ राजनाथ सिंह जी के साथ पूरा दिन का एक चुनावी सफर। मोदी ही बड़ा फैक्टर लग रहा है सर इलेक्शन में। आप मोदी जी के चेहरे पे इस इलेक्शन में मैं देख रहा हूँ, ये 19 में और 14 में भी इतनी बात नहीं थी। आप तो अध्यक्ष भी थे 14 में जब इलेक्शन हुआ। इस बार बीजेपी बिल्कुल मोदी जी के चेहरे पे, मोदी की गारंटी।
जी बिल्कुल, मोदी जी के चेहरे पे चुनाव लड़ने हैं, ये कहने में मुझे कोई हर्ज नहीं, ये सच्चाई भी है, क्योंकि उन्होंने 10 सालों में करके दिखाया है। जो कहा था सब किया, और जो कहा था वही नहीं किया बल्कि उससे अधिक किया। तो स्वाभाविक है कि उन्होंने एक अपनी विश्वसनीयता कायम की है। उनके कार्यकाल का एक शानदार ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है, तो हम उसकी चर्चा करेंगे। उस आधार पर हम लोगों से वोट देने की अपील भी करेंगे।
मैं आखिरी सवाल कुछ यूपी पे पूछना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि आप यूपी से मुख्यमंत्री भी रहे हैं पहले और लखनऊ से आप 2 बार सांसद भी हैं। सर यूपी में क्या रहेगा? यूपी में आपने 73 सीटें जीती 14 में, 19 में अलायंस हुआ दूसरी तरफ तो 64 पे आए, फिर 66 पे चले गए, 2 बाईपोल जीत के। इस बार यूपी में क्या आप देख रहे हैं, क्या माहौल है और क्या सीटों की आपकी प्रेडिक्शन रही?
लक्ष्य तो 80 में 80 सीटें जीतने का है उत्तर प्रदेश। कोशिश हमारी यही है। हो सकता है कि 8 सीट कहीं किसी 1-2 सीट कभी गड़बड़ हो सकती है, पहले से बेहतर परिणाम होगा, इतना मैं कह सकता हूँ।
73 का रिकॉर्ड बीजेपी तोड़ेगी इस बार?
पक्का वो रिकॉर्ड टूटेगा, मैं आश्वस्त हूँ।
1991 से अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने सीट जीती इतनी बार, फिर आप 2 बार सांसद लालजी टंडन जी रहे। तो कल मैं लखनऊ में घूमा तो कई मुस्लिम वोटर्स ने भी मुझे कहा कि हम राजनाथ सिंह जी को वोट डालते हैं, क्योंकि वो कभी कोई विवादित बयान नहीं देते और हमें अपने लगते हैं। तो आपको लगता है ये बात सच है कि मुस्लिम वोटर आपको लखनऊ में वोट डालता है?
देते हैं, काफी लोग देते हैं, और मुझे लगता है कि इस बार हो सकता है कि वो परसेंटेज कुछ बढ़े।
The first rally of the day of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is in Khandwa in Madhya Pradesh. This is the land of the Narmada River, and we are here with Mr. Rajnath Singh at his first rally of the day. He is campaigning for the incumbent MP of the BJP from this seat, who is also the candidate in these elections. And you can see behind me, even in this sweltering heat of an afternoon here, you can see lots and lots of people here to listen to Mr. Rajnath Singh at this rally. Rajnath Singh जी अपने बयानों में पाकिस्तान की, चाइना की, कैसे भारत ने पाकिस्तान को सबक सिखाया है, चाइना से नजरें मिला के बॉर्डर पे खड़ा, उसकी बात करते हैं। आपको लगता है ये फैक्टर है इस इलेक्शन में?
ऐसे परम श्रद्धेय
राजनाथ सिंह जी बहुत मजे हुए नेता हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पुराने नेता हैं और देशभक्त नेता हैं। उनके द्वारा आज पहली बार नहीं, कि वो रक्षा मंत्री है तब से ही, इसके पहले भी जब उनको जो दायित्व दिया गया, उन्होंने पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ और देश विरोधी जो भी ताकतें थी उनके खिलाफ मजबूती से योजना बनाने में और उनकी बात पक्ष रखने में अपना पूरा योगदान दिया। और जैसे ये
Okay, let's take you now to something quite special. In India, the royals of Baroda were among the largest and wealthiest princely states. Their home, the Lakshmi Vilas Palace, is famously the largest private residence in the world. It's considered 4 times the size of Buckingham Palace. Now, CNN News 18's Akanksha Swaroop takes you around the royal palace in Baroda. She sat down for a conversation with the family. Take a look.
Four times the size of Buckingham Palace. This is the largest private residence in the world. Welcome to the Lakshmi Vilas Palace in Vadodara. It is owned by the Gaikwads, the rulers of the princely state of Baroda. The royal palace is now led by His Royal Highness Samarjit Singh Gaikwad and his wife Maharani Radhika Raje Gaikwad. Often compared to Maharani Gayatri Devi of Jaipur, Radhika Raje Gaikwad is toasted as a beautiful and progressive Maharani of this era. She shares her understanding of princely India in modern times.
Princely India in today's time is as relevant as you choose to make it. I think the titles are redundant, as we all know, but there is still an affection that the people hold for the family, for the members of the family, and for the past, the present, and for the the future. If you see, my daughters are receiving so much love and support for their initiatives. My daughter is only 17, older one, and her project is. People are supporting from around the world, and it comes because of the legacy, because there is a trust, that is so closely, it's co-joined with the family. People have the ability to support, lean in, trust the family, because they know that there will be no ulterior motive. We are not going to be fly-by-night operators. So that's how it is relevant today, as relevant as you make yourself.
Perhaps Raje's own beauty is a reflection of the Lakshmi Vilas Palace, one that she owns. Spread across 500 acres, it has over 170 rooms. Built in 1890 by Maharaja Sayaji Rao Gaikwad III, the Lakshmi Vilas showcases the Indo-Saracenic revival architecture style. The facades of the palace are dotted with features such as small domed chhatris, cusped arched openings, and jharokha windows. Back in the day, the royals of Baroda ensured that the palace has every luxury you can think of. At the time of construction, it was equipped with the most modern technology available back then, such as wooden elevators. The tropical trees and water fountains still provide relief to the scorching Indian afternoons. The royal element is further enhanced with sculptures. Rajmata Shubhangini Raje Gaikwad tells us more.
It has been a very iconic building, and considering that it is now over 100 and almost 30 years, I think, around that time, because it was completed in 1889. It was a very modern building for its time in those days. And I think Maharaja Sayaji Rao, he built it. He was living in an older palace in the middle of the city, and then he was building this. So he wanted to get sort of the best, the techniques of building and the best engineering feats which the Britishers had at that time. And so he had an English architect. But the brief was always that it has to be Indianized in some way. It shouldn't look like a building in England or something like that, even though the architects were from British architects. So it was very Indianized.
Rajmata's daughter-in-law sheds light on how Nari Shakti is in fact embedded in the DNA of Gujarat.
Baroda has always had a history of very strong women coming down from the Maharani who adopted Maharaja Sayaji Rao against all odds. And I've seen that. My grandmother-in-law was regent of the state of Baroda. My mother-in-law is extremely inspiring and visionary. I draw inspiration from that because I don't see women always in high positions holding agency. And that cuts across classes, it cuts across society, it cuts across countries. So I feel blessed that I'm in a position that women are already empowered. So I was given this platform that I could, follow and be authentic to what I really wanted to do. And also the fact, Akanksha, that I have two daughters. Ours is a patriarchal family. Today I have two daughters and it is a conscious decision that we have them because we realize that there is so much pressure in households like ours to produce a son because it is always the male heir.
The Baroda dynasty is historically known for progressive women, one who stood up for themselves, but this royal family has also redefined regality in modern India. With video journalists Rajesh Bharadwaj and Vasant in Vadodara, Akanksha Swaroop, CNN News 18.
Okay, let's take you now dipping into the world of cricket. We'll have to keep you up to date with everything that's happening in IPL. First, all the highlights from the CSK versus the PPKS match that took place on Wednesday. Let's take a look. With just 13 balls left, the Punjab Kings defeated the Chennai Super Kings by 7 wickets thanks to Johnny Bairstow's 46 of 30 and Riley Russo's 43 of 23. A big disappointment for CSK fans as their Thala MS Dhoni, who so far we've seen really amazing performances from, he was run out on the final ball of the innings. Take a look. This is more.
In an IPL dominated and headlined by sixes, big innings, some record-breaking totals in excess of 260, 270 and beyond, yesterday's match in Chennai was one perhaps for the T20 traditionalists, if I can use that term, because a target of 163 was overhauled in 18 overs for the loss of just 3 wickets by Punjab Kings, who have now moved up a spot in the points table. Now, that said, they might be on a roll with back-to-back wins, but Sam Curran's Punjab Kings are still not quite in the race for the playoffs. The mistakes, whatever they did in the first half of the tournament, have left them with too much to do, too much to catch up with in order to compete with the teams in the top 4. But that said, in the last 2 matches, they're making a habit or a point maybe of taking down some teams with them. Chennai are struggling now. They've lost 3 of their last 4 matches. Still perhaps not at a dangerous situation where you could say that their playoff chances have been dashed, but there are very, very clear problems with this Chennai Super Kings team, which a month ago, 5 weeks ago, looked very, very settled. Ravindra Jadeja ahead of the T20 World Cup. His batting is not working, his bowling is not working. We've seen Ruturaj Gaikwad really be the only highlight for CSK. And once again, yesterday's innings from Gaikwad saw him move up the run table to the extent that he overpassed Virat Kohli's number of 500 runs to take the orange cap. But beyond Gaikwad, just no Chennai batsman has really stood out. Ajinkya Rahane again getting a start, not making good. Shivam Dube, a day after being named in India's T20 World Cup squad, was promoted to number 3 and was out for a duck. Daryl Mitchell was pushed down the order. Jadeja was promoted again to number 4. He didn't work. Samir Rizvi didn't work. And a total of 162 on the day was just not enough to stop Punjab Kings from getting their 2nd win in a row. It wasn't a very easy or facile chase, I would say, because the chip-off wicket had the Punjab batsmen in some doubt, but Johnny Bairstow got runs without getting a 50, Riley Russo got runs without getting a 50, and then Sam Curran, the skipper, in Shikhar Dhawan's absence, putting on a good partnership of 50 with Shashank Singh to get Punjab Kings over the line in the 18th over. I think many viewers who watched yesterday's match, especially from a Chennai Super Kings perspective, will of course have that T20 World Cup that starts on June 1st on their minds. Like I said, Jadeja is one of 2 spin bowling all-rounders in India's World Cup squad, but he's not operating anywhere near optimum level. The strike rate is down, the runs aren't coming. Why exactly Chennai Super Kings are promoting Jadeja to number 4 when he's clearly not going to bat there for India in the World Cup somewhat puzzles me. But then again, Shivam Dube, one of the biggest 6 hitters, a consistent 2 IPLs back-to-back where he's dominated spinners with his big hitting. He didn't get runs yesterday, but the fact, especially when Shivam Dube's all-round performances have been weighed up against Hardik Pandya, the Mumbai Indian skipper who's India's vice-captain at the World Cup, but has not really been in any wicket-taking form. The fact that Shivam Dube got the ball for the first time in many seasons. In fact, his wicket yesterday off the second ball of his spell was Dube's first wicket in the IPL since 2020 and his first wicket since joining CSK 4 seasons ago. Perhaps this was a move designed to get Shivam Dube into some kind of all-round wicket-taking form ahead of the World Cup, and it worked. Only one over, an expensive 14-run over, but just like we saw with Shivam Dube a couple months ago when he was playing for India, though expensive, he does have a knack of getting wickets. So yes, Chennai Super Kings did lose another match, but maybe the silver lining was that performance of Shivam Dube, the all-rounder, getting a wicket ahead of the all-important T20 World Cup.
Okay, and lastly, we're going to bring you a special section on financial markets powered by Money Control Pro. Money Control is premium destination for investing in business insights. Let's take a look. So let's start by taking a look at markets. Indian equity indices likely to open with a gap as GIFT Nifty signals positive investor sentiment. US markets closed lower last evening as confidence on rate cuts moves lower. US Fed kept rates unchanged, indicating high inflation, rising labor costs. Asian markets are jittery in early trade right now, and crude oil has fallen to a 2-week low on a surprise rise in US inventory levels. Let's bring you the sector overview now. India's consumer durables industry has been facing the brunt of a weak consumer sentiment. However, an early heat wave has helped revive demand. This is for fans, coolers, air conditioners, etc. While companies will welcome the boost, the question investors will seek answers for is, will this momentum sustain beyond the summer? What's the answer to that? You can log into Money Control Pro to find out more about the consumer durables sector and other actionable insights. It's the premier destination for all investing views and financial insights, brought to you by Money Control. And with that, we've reached the end of our show. Thank you for staying with us. Have a lovely, lovely Thursday. Goodbye from us at TVC.
आप लोग अमित जी यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की बात कर रहे हैं, कांग्रेस जो है पर्सनल लॉस की बात कर रहा है, इसको आप कैसे देखते हैं? ये वोट कहीं ना कहीं आप लोग अपना वोट साध रहे हैं।
आज हम देश के रक्षा मंत्री और वरिष्ठ बीजेपी नेता राजनाथ सिंह जी के साथ पूरे दिन चुनावी यात्रा करेंगे। मध्य प्रदेश के चुनावी रन में हम जा रहे हैं। आज उनकी कई रैलियां हैं और कल ही राजनाथ सिंह जी ने अपना नॉमिनेशन फाइल किया है। लखनऊ से तीसरी बार सांसद बनने के लिए उनसे राजनीति पे चर्चा होगी, देश के ज्वलंत मुद्दों पे चर्चा होगी और इस इलेक्शन में क्या मूड है पब्लिक का, वो कैसे इसको पढ़ रहे हैं, उस बात पे चर्चा होगी। तो आइए CNN न्यूज 18 के साथ राजनाथ सिंह जी के साथ पूरा दिन का एक चुनावी सफर। मोदी ही बड़ा फैक्टर लग रहा है सर इलेक्शन में। आप मोदी जी के चेहरे पे इस इलेक्शन में मैं देख रहा हूँ, ये 19 में और 14 में भी इतनी बात नहीं थी। आप तो अध्यक्ष भी थे 14 में जब इलेक्शन हुआ। इस बार बीजेपी बिल्कुल मोदी जी के चेहरे पे, मोदी की गारंटी।
बिल्कुल मोदी जी के चेहरे पे चुनाव लड़ना है, ये कहने में मुझे कोई हर्ज नहीं। ये सच्चाई भी है क्योंकि उन्होंने 10 सालों में करके दिखाया है। जो कहा था सब किया और जो कहा था वही नहीं किया बल्कि उससे अधिक किया। तो स्वाभाविक है कि उन्होंने एक अपनी विश्वसनीयता कायम की है। उनके कार्यकाल का एक शानदार ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है, तो हम उसकी चर्चा करेंगे। उस आधार पर हम लोगों से वोट देने की अपील भी करेंगे।
मैं आखिरी सवाल कुछ यूपी पे पूछना चाहूंगा क्योंकि आप यूपी से मुख्यमंत्री भी रहे हैं पहले और लखनऊ से आप 2 बार सांसद भी हैं। सर यूपी में क्या रहेगा? यूपी में आपने 73 सीटें जीती 14 में, 19 में अलायंस हुआ दूसरी तरफ, तो 64 पे आए, फिर 66 पे चले गए 2 बाईपोल जीत के। इस बार यूपी में क्या आप देख रहे हैं, क्या माहौल है और क्या सीटों की आपकी प्रेडिक्शन रही?
लक्ष्य तो 80 में 80 सीटें जीतने का है उत्तर प्रदेश। कोशिश हमारी यही है। हो सकता है एक सीट कहीं किसी 1-2 सीट कभी गड़बड़ हो सकती है, पहले से बेहतर परिणाम होगा, इतना मैं कह सकता हूँ।
73 का रिकॉर्ड बीजेपी तोड़ेगी इस बार।
पक्का वो रिकॉर्ड टूटेगा, मैं आश्वस्त हूँ।
1991 से अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने सीट जीती इतनी बार, फिर आप 2 बार सांसद लालजी टंडन जी रहे। तो कल मैं लखनऊ में घूमा तो कई मुस्लिम वोटर्स ने भी मुझे कहा कि हम राजनाथ सिंह जी को वोट डालते हैं, क्योंकि वो कभी कोई विवादित बयान नहीं देते और हमें अपने लगते हैं। तो आपको लगता है ये बात सच है कि मुस्लिम वोटर आपको लखनऊ में वोट डालता है?
देते हैं, काफी लोग देते हैं, और मुझे लगता है कि इस बार हो सकता है कि वो परसेंटेज कुछ बढ़े।
The first rally of the day of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is in Khandwa in Madhya Pradesh. This is the land of the Narmada River, and
a very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching the morning news on CNN News 18. I am Anjali Pandey here to take you through all the latest news and updates from across